It is Tuesday, the 15th of January, and this is the latest tropical weather update from 28storms.com/cyclone. As you may know, our most recent video came a few days ago when Cyclone Narelle was still plaguing the waters near Western Australia, but now that Narelle has dissipated, we can begin to focus our attention on other potential tropical weather hotspots. Beginning with the latest products from the Bureau of Meteorology, as we take a look at the active storms map, the only feature is the X low pressure area of tropical cyclone Narelle swirling about to the west of Western Australia. However, as you will see in just a moment, there is nothing left other than a remnant circulation. As for the 3-day outlooks, the only one of interest is for the western region, and as we read the highlighted area, it says that as of 8 a.m. Tuesday, a weak low is located off the Kimberley coast in the vicinity of 14.5 degrees south and 121 degrees east, moving west-southwest at 20 to 25 kilometers per hour. This low has very poor organization and is in an unfavorable environment with strong winds aloft. By Thursday, it is expected to reach cooler waters that will inhibit development. It is not expected to reach tropical cyclone intensity. And as we look at the listed likelihood for development Wednesday through Friday, it is currently listed as low. Meanwhile, the U.S. Joint Typhoon Warning Center has given the tropical low north of the Kimberley coast a medium chance of development, and they have also given an area of low pressure near Fiji a low chance for development as well. We will analyze both of these systems along with any long-term prospects for tropical development elsewhere. Today's satellite tour begins with a look at the remnants of Cyclone Narelle, and this is going to be the last time we view the remnants, as there really is not much left even at this current hour. But as we transition from the standard infrared to the visible imagery, you can still definitely make out a broad low approaching Perth from the northwest. However, as we turn on the enhanced infrared, there is little to no shower and thunderstorm activity co-located with the center of circulation, so as the center approaches, interest in Perth will really not see much of a difference in their weather. As we switch to the Australian enhanced infrared, we can also pick up on the convection associated with the tropical low north of the Kimberley coast. However, as mentioned in the Bureau's outlook, this tropical low remains widely disorganized thanks to very strong upper-level easterly wind shear, and you can see that as soon as the convection begins to flare up, the upper-level cloud tops get blown toward the west, and those upper-level conditions are not expected to improve over the next 48 hours. In fact, we expect this tropical low to fall apart completely as it continues to drift toward the southwest, and also it's still being guided by this dominant steering ridge over interior Australia. Elsewhere, over the top end, we don't see a whole lot going on, but the monsoon trough is expected to strengthen along the top end, extending eastward into the Gulf, so this entire region will have to be watched, especially if any tropical lows can begin to organize within the monsoon trough and then detach themselves as they start to meander out into the open waters. As we continue to move eastward into the South Pacific, we can see the remnant surface circulation associated with the area of low pressure that the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is monitoring to the southeast of Fiji and to the south of the Samoas. However, this is not a well-organized look, with all of the convection associated with the low well to the southeast of the center, and that is due to northwest vertical wind shear associated with the mid to upper level trough, so no development is expected. Additionally, that surface low is continuing to move southeast away from land, so no development is expected in the South Pacific for at least the next 72 hours, but we are going to have to keep a close watch on the South Pacific convergence zone, as some of the models are also showing enhanced activity in that area as well in the medium range. So just to recap, using the latest precipitable water animation, we can see the remnants of Cyclone Narelle continuing to move south while weakening. The tropical low once near Darwin is continuing to slide toward the west, although it also remains fairly weak. And the South Pacific convergence zone includes the area of low pressure to the south of Samoa. However, this system is moving away and is no threat to land. Elsewhere, there are no signs of immediate development, but we will be closely watching the northern periphery of the monsoon trough near the top end and also the South Pacific convergence zone over the next 5 to 10 days. So why could there be potentially multiple tropical weather threats within the next 1 to 2 weeks? Well, as we talked about in the prior video, the Madden-Julian oscillation is a global weather parameter that can enhance convective activity and therefore the chances for tropical cyclogenesis. And right now the enhancing phase of the MJO is located in the Western Pacific, and that includes the eastern half of the Australian region into the South Pacific. And that's not to say you can't get additional development to the north of Western Australia either. So the MJO is still forecast to dominate this portion of the globe for at least the next 10 to 15 days. Turning to the latest model output, starting with the ECMWF, looking at the 500 hectopascal pattern, we can see that the ridging out across interior Australia is going to remain strong for at least the next 24 to 48 hours. And this is the reason why Australia, or at least much of the continent, has been so much warmer than average. However, as we go into 72 and 96 hours, we can easily see that the ridge is breaking down and it's being forced more toward the south, and that allows lower heights to start taking shape out across the northern end near Darwin and the Cape York Peninsula. And these lower heights is signaling a pattern change, and this is going to be the area that we have to watch down the road for any potential development. And as we go into day 5, there could be 2 primary hotspots for potential cyclogenesis, at least according to this model, with the highest probability for development near the Kimberley Coast and Darwin, and another situated over the Coral Sea. However, this is nothing more than a general guideline, and we cannot expect the model to completely nail down the specific locations for tropical low formation this far in advance, especially when you have potentially this much land interaction with the monsoon trough set up right over the coastline. So this is likely to change quite a bit over the coming days, and the same can definitely be true as we go deeper into the forecast period. This is day 8, day 9, and day 10. The first developing tropical cyclone within the model has already made landfall along the Pilbara coast and is continuing to work its way southward, while we potentially have yet another cyclone developing to the east of Queensland. However, this just all remains to be seen. So that wraps up your tropical weather summary for this Tuesday. If you want to continue to support 28storms.com, once again, we always recommend that you share our content on Facebook and Twitter as much as possible. That is the best gift that you can give us here at 28storms.com, and we will see you here again for the next update within the next 24 hours.